Hey, what is up? Another car chat. It's been a while since I did one of these, mainly because I haven't thought of anything like good to talk about for like while I'm just driving. And I wanted to talk about how I ensured my success in business, at least, especially at a younger age. And that's something you can do. It's not fully luck, or it's not fully just something that either it happens or it doesn't. There's ways that you can ensure it. Yes, luck can play a part in it. When it gets to the bigger parts, like making your first million, yes, you need some luck in there. But for the most part, to make sure that you make a lot of money, like you can make sure it doesn't all just come down to luck or any of that, or anything that, I don't want to say broke people believe, but it kind of is a belief that a lot of people who have less money have. They're like, well, this guy's lucky, he was born like this, like whatever, right? And that's just not true. And the first thing that you need to do is you need to be obsessed with learning. That's the thing that did it for me, especially just having a mentor. That's why is this guy walking? Should have ran him over. I'm just kidding. Yeah, the first thing I did was honestly just learn. The thing that helped me learn the most was my mentor. And I would suggest, and I would say every single person, especially you, should have a mentor, a real life mentor, or maybe not even real life, but just find someone that's doing the thing that you want to do and essentially replicate them. Last time I had the heating on, and it just destroyed the audio, so sorry about the beginning part, but yeah, we gotta fix now. And the way that I found my mentor in real life was, he was my old sales manager. And when I had to quit because I had to go back to school, I went up to him, I asked him, I said, hey, like, you're in the know-how to do what I want to do, can you mentor me? Can you essentially help me get to the point where you were? And one thing is too, a lot of people, they don't need like something in return. A lot of people, they get tired of all these people going up to them like, oh, law of reciprocity, let me give them something, and then they just feel burdened by having to give back. So don't do that. Like, sometimes you could literally just go up to people and ask them, hey, can you help me out with this? And people will just say yes. People like helping out. But yeah, sometimes you just don't even need to give to people. Like, just ask them and people will help you. And then of course, like, you don't just take. Like, you want to be fun and enjoyable to be around. I think that's why it worked for me, because I genuinely am likable. Like, at least I don't think I'm annoying to be around. I might be, but for the most part, I'm not annoying. So I think that's one thing that you should focus on. Don't be like just someone who takes. Be enjoyable to be around, be nice with them, be their friend, and people will give. And then, like, of course, you give back to them. And then if you don't have access to a mentor, like, one thing is to just watch YouTube videos from the people that you want to be like maybe like myself as well, other YouTubers, Danko, I really like him. There's just so many people that you could learn from. Like, read their books, buy their courses, watch their YouTube videos, and just learn from them, because they're the ones who have the thing that you want. So it wouldn't make sense to not learn from them. And learning, it never stops. Like, eventually I fell into a period of where I was just working and just taking action, and of course then, like, the learning kind of slowed down because I was more focused on like actually hitting the goal and then doing the stuff. But learning, it never stops, right? So just focus on that above all. And the next thing is you need to be really open-minded, because that's what births creativity. Like, don't just be closed off to everything. Like, there is times where some things are just so stupid, or it doesn't make sense to listen to some people or take advice from some people, etc., etc. Because a lot of the time, people, they give advice because they want you to, it isn't necessarily succeed, but they don't want you to fail. So a lot of the time, the advice that you're gonna get is like that. It's people trying to prevent you from failing, and it's not for a bad reason. They have good intentions for you. It's just they don't have the same goals as you. They're not going to make it to the same level of life as you. And I forgot to mention one thing too. Podcasts, I love podcasts. Every time I'm in the gym or I'm driving, I always have a podcast on. Except for when I'm driving to the gym, then, like, yeah, I'll put on some rap, I'll put on something heavy to get me in the mood. For the most part, I'm listening to podcasts and learning all the time. So that's one thing that everyone should focus on, again, learning. And a big part of my success was honestly, like, actually taking the action. Because in one of my videos, I don't think it's going to be out by the time I'm like making this or publishing this, but in this video what I go over is like taking action and doing the hard work is about 20% of it. The other the other 80%, 90% of the equation is your beliefs, your mindsets, and these things. And like those are the foundation. And then with taking action, that's what brings the thing to life. So that's, of course, you need to focus on that when you have an idea, when you want to like hit something, achieve a goal, etc. You do need to take the action. You need to you need to actually focus on bringing the thing to life. Otherwise, it just never will happen. It'll never come to life. It'll forever remain a goal. It'll forever remain in your head. And you don't gain anything from just having it in your head. And then with the 80%, the 90%, all of that like those are your beliefs, your mindset, how you view the world, etc. And we'll go over that quickly too. I'm going to be going more in depth on that in the video because I haven't recorded it yet, but it's just it's in the working right now. It's in the mix right now. So with the beliefs you need, the first thing I would tell you to do, stop saying I believe I can do it, start saying I know I can do it. Because one thing is, where there's belief, there's room for doubt. Whereas when you know something, it's a fact, you can't argue with facts. Whereas you can argue with opinions, and believing is an opinion. So stop believing in yourself, start knowing in yourself, because that's how you're actually going to hit the goal, get to the level that you want to be at. And one thing is too, a lot of people think that there's not that many rich people in the world, because especially like growing up as a middle class or like growing up poor, we're not really around those environments. Like, they exist. That's the reason why there's so many rich neighborhoods in our cities, why there's so many yachts being bought, why Bugatti, like, they literally sell out in minutes. It's because there's so many rich people in the world. It's unfathomable. Like, it's unbelievable how many rich people there are. I was looking at this. Do you know how many millionaires there are? Okay, I don't remember the exact number. Like, this is a little bit of a, the difference between these is huge, but either there's 60 million or 60,000. I'll put up a thing showing how many there is, but there's a lot of millionaires in the world. There's a lot of people who've made $1 million. No, I'm pretty sure it is 60 million. And every single day, there's like hundreds of new millionaires being made. So, like, it's possible. You can hit that million. Anyone can hit it. Anyone can do it. It's possible. And when you see stuff like this, when you see that a lot of people have success is possible, it's easy to become successful. Okay, I don't know about easy, but it's possible. You know what? Maybe it is easy to be successful when you know the right things. Because the difference between me, you, Jeff Bezos, and like Elon, people, or even like millionaires, the difference between us and them is what they know. So going back to learning, we need to always learn. We need to keep learning, because that's the only way that we're going to get to that point in life. It never makes sense to stop learning. Sure, maybe slow down on it when you're at a period of life where you're just taking pure action, but for the most part, never stop learning. It doesn't make sense. And one thing that holds us back from like getting to the level of these people, like to getting to the level of these millionaires, to these billionaires, is the people that we're around. Do you really think Jeff Bezos would be hanging around your friend group? If you look at your friend group, you see the people that you have, what they're like. Do you genuinely think that some millionaire would associate with you or your friend group? The hard truth for me, when I realized this, is no one's hanging around with bums. No successful person is hanging around bums. It wouldn't make sense for them to do that. Just like no bum is hanging around any genuine successful people. It doesn't make sense. They don't gain it. No, neither of them gain anything from it. And the thing is, like attracts like. Yeah, you don't need to be, I wasn't a millionaire. I didn't have a bunch of money when I met my mentor, when I started getting introduced to a lot more richer people. But I was thinking like them. I had the same goals as them. Maybe not same goals, but our goals were based around the same things: money, having a better life, abundance, etc. So these are the things that you're gonna want to have if you want to be around these type of people. The big thing is being okay with change. It's really hard to stray away from the common that you have in your life, from I'm blanking on the word. What is it? From the usual, I'm blanking on the word, but whenever something's been the same for years, comfort, whenever you're comfortable, it's hard to change. It's hard to change your habits. It's hard to change your environment, because you enjoy where you're at in life. And like that's okay. That's how it is for everyone. Everyone at some points become okay with how they are during life. And like that's okay. That's how people naturally are. We become okay with our environments. Like we get used to them. That happens to everyone. And the thing is, sometimes we get used to things that just are not good for us. And again, that happens. But the thing is, if you have a genuine goal, if you want to achieve something bigger in life, you're going to do it because of your goal. But the thing is, that's going to like really make you want to change the environment is when you have a goal for yourself. So you need to set a very, very big goal for yourself. Maybe not big, but you need to set a goal that genuinely has meaning to you. It can't be something like, I want to be rich. Like, what does that even mean? So many people say things like that. It doesn't make sense. You want to be rich. What does rich mean to you? How much money is that? Does that mean you work all the time? Does that mean you do no work? You need to be specific with your goals. And one thing is too, this can go two ways. I like to set time goals. So like set an end goal for your goal to be hit, because that's actually going to push you to hit it. But don't set unrealistic, like very, very unrealistic things where it's like, I'm gonna do 50 sales in one day. This one kid who he used to work for me, he wasn't that good. He set that goal for himself every day. He was like, I'm gonna sell 50 deals today. And the guy hadn't even sold like 5 all time. Like this was his first 2 weeks or 3 weeks. He didn't end up being that good. He was a bit of a shyster, but yeah, don't set stupid goals for yourself. Set a goal where it's, you know you can hit it, but it's just barely out of reach. So say you're averaging like 6-7 deals a week for sales. Set your goal to 9-10 deals for that week. You're a lot more likely to hit that. Like, if it genuinely means something to you, you're going to hit it. So set a goal that has meaning to you too, because if it has no meaning, if there's no reasoning for you to do it, you won't do it. Like, again, if you just set the goal, I want to be rich, why do you want to be rich? Why does it matter to you? Maybe instead you could say, I want to live a life where I have $5,000 coming into my bank account every single month. I want to work, say, like, I don't know, however many hours you want to work, 6-7 hours a day, and I want to have a few off days because I want to provide for my kids, my wife, etc. That's why I want to hit this money goal. And this is the things that I want to be revolving around it. That's how you're going to hit the goal. That's how you're going to make it like actually meaningful. And when it's meaningful, that's when you're going to hit it. Not just, I want to be rich, I want to have a lot of money, I want to look sexy. Like, you need to you need to have a reasoning for these goals. Like, this guy's truck is 20 feet lifted. How am I meant to see anything? So then when you have that goal, you have something to work towards. You have something meaningful that you want to achieve. So that's going to be the reasoning as to why you're going to change your environment. That's going to be the reasoning why you don't want to stay stagnant, why you don't want to stay around those same exact people anymore. It's because of your goal or your why, like your reasoning for why you don't want to live that type of life. One thing is, now I've got my schedule, so I don't have class in the mornings until like 12 o'clock. So I just get to go to the gym in the morning now, and I just get to enjoy it a little bit more. And then when I get home, it's about 4. So it's a little bit darker, but then I get to just write and do more creative stuff. Yeah, I really enjoy my schedule now, and I'm so close to graduation. There's literally months left, and then I'm done with this school. I'm done with school in general. Like, I'm not gonna go to post-secondary. I'm just gonna enjoy the work life, because that's what I want to do as soon as I'm out. I just want to keep going with my service-based business, which by the way, like, if you want to do what I do, I teach how to do exactly what I do in IF business. But that's my goal as soon as I'm out of school. Just keep going with that business. And like, this isn't the only business I want to have. Of course, eventually I'm gonna have more stuff. So that's the ultimate goal eventually. Just own more businesses. And one thing I want to do eventually with this service-based business is I want to get out of what's it called? I want to be more of an owner than a CEO. Because right now, like, I'm doing all the things, I'm making all the decisions, etc. I want to be in more of a owner position. I remember I was talking to my mentor this one time. He said the funniest things. We were talking about, hey man, if I were to go up to a girl and get her, how would I go about it? And he was saying, yeah, just go up to them, say, hey, I'm Issa, I'm 17, I own a business, I have a car, you want to drop the pants here or at my place? That was the funniest thing. I want to leave it off on a positive note. Thank you for watching. I love you. Enjoy the rest of the day. Have a good one. Bye-bye.